Yo, I'm sure you guys have heard it by now, but OTK partnered up with Blizzard, Starforge, and Radiant.io to host a fucking massive Mak'gora tournament with a prize pool of $100,000. 100K. That's fucking wild. And today, I just want to do a quick video to tell you everything that you need to know about this tournament. It can be a little confusing because there's a lot of rules. Well, not too many rules, but you know, there's a long sheet of it. So this video just compile it all and let you know exactly what it is, okay? The tournament will be hosted on S-Fan's channel as well as Soda Poppin' and Zaryu. So make sure to tune in to check any of those guys out, or one of the millions of streamers that will be playing in this tournament. There's also a Discord made specifically for this, for people who want to have questions or concerns about the Mak'gora tournament. I will post a link to all of their Twitch and the Discord server in the description below and in the pinned first comment. Now, there's a lot to digest with all the rules, so let's start from the beginning with the scheduling and the format for the tournament. This is a 3-stage event. The first stage is the leveling stage, which begins tomorrow, where you can start a fresh level 1 character and try your hardest to level to 60 with 1 life. Typical hardcore rules applied. Stage 2 is the qualifier stage on October 30th, where you'll do normal duels to see if you can win and then qualify for the Mak'gora final, which will be the next day on October 31st. Then the final stage, like I just said, is the Mak'gora finals, where the best of the best will duel to the death. The winner will receive $50,000, then the remaining $50,000 will be distributed evenly between the top players of each of the respective classes. If there's a tie, the prize money will be evenly divided among the players. So to sum that up, starting Friday, October 6th, competitors will have close to a month to create new characters, level and gear them as best as possible, and then duel each other to the death on Halloween, October 31st. This gives you 24 days to go from level 1 to dueling to the death. The tournament is open to anyone and everyone that wants to join. All you have to do is register online over at the Raider.io site, so make sure you have a Raider.io account made ahead of time. A link to the site and the registration will be in the description of this video and at the first pinned comment. There's a little more than just clicking the link to register, as you can see from what's on the screen. But to make it easier, OTK made a quick video to show you how to sign up for the Mak'gora tournament. This will also be linked in the description of the video. And remember, only level 1 characters can be registered, so make sure you don't start leveling before you register. Now, as for the leveling process, you must have SFMG, which stands for Space Force Mak'gora, in the character name. For example, mine's Crix SFMG. And the tourney will take place on the server Skull Rock, and everyone must be Horde. I personally like this because it removes those pesky paladins and things like Light of a Loon. As for the rules for the dueling tournament itself, I think a major one that everyone agrees with was that all gear acquired from Molten Core, Onyxia's Lair, Blackwing Lair, Zul'Gurub, AQ20 and 40, and Naxxramas is banned, meaning absolutely no raid gear will be allowed. Another massive rule that most people agree with is that all world buffs are banned. This includes Onyxia Head, ZG, Heart, Rend, Songflower, DMF, Dire Maul buff, Sansa's, and any other buff that you'd get from quests and world objectives. This is an amazing rule that I'm sure most people are happy with. I personally did not want to deal with world buffs, boons, and all that for the tournament, and I know I'm not the only one. Another one is all consumables are allowed, besides Flask of Petrification. For those that didn't know what Flask of Petrification does, it literally turns you into stone for a certain amount of time. Nothing can hurt you, and you can see why this would be a bunch of bullshit in a tournament. However, there is some controversy going on right now. Everyone seems to like that you can't Petri. However, you are able to use other flasks, namely Flask of the Titans. Not only does this give you 1200 health, but you can actually spam click this off and on, and it will act like a health potion and continually give you 1200 health with no cooldown. You can also do this with Flask of Distilled Wisdom for mana. I brought this to the attention of the leads of the tournament, and they said that they'll look into this, so hopefully they just disallow Flask in general. Flasks are very, very expensive and hard to get for most people playing the game. However, you can already click one of the mini streamers playing and see their chat giving them tons of gold and consumables, all ready to prepare for the event. So the big streamers have a big head start in this. And like I said, all of the consumables are allowed. Lips, FAPs, and even all the protection potions like shadow protection potions, frost protection, fire protection, etc., etc. So this will be a spicy tournament. All engineering items, including trinkets, pets, and whatever else, are also allowed, besides the gnomish mind control cap and repair bots, which was rightly banned and not allowed to be used. Outside of that, all class abilities and class buffs are allowed. The duelist may only complete with 1 character for the entirety of the tournament, and competitors cannot leave the designated dueling location for any reason, even hearthstoning to repair. You can log off, but only for a maximum of 5 minutes offline. After that 5-minute mark, you will be disqualified and you must forfeit. An interesting rule about the openers. Prior to the duel commencing, all participants must be situated at the designated dueling area. They cannot be mounted up prior to the duel, and they must remain 20 yards of distance from one another at the start of the duel. They cannot be mounted up prior to the duel, and they must remain 20 yards of distance from one another at the start of the duel. To guarantee this distance is accurate, duelers shall stand on the duel flag at the initiation of a duel before moving 10 yards directly opposite of one another. Once the duelists have reached the 20-yard range, no additional movement will be permitted prior to the duel commencing and the enemy turning hostile. Not only that, but no openers are guaranteed for any class, meaning rogues won't be allowed to get their opener. Another interesting one is that you must maintain one talent build for the entire stage, meaning you cannot respec in between duels, and you must be the same spec for all the qualifier rounds or the Mak'gora final stages. For example, I'm a warlock, and if I'm a soul link warlock at the start of the qualifier round stage and I want to respec the destro, I can't. I have to remain soul link until the end of the qualifier stage is over. Once it's over, then I can respec the destro for that Mak'gora final, but I will need to remain that spec for the entirety of the Mak'gora final. And to help make sure nobody is cheating, all competitors will be required to submit the talent build that they intend to use for that stage at least 24 hours prior to the round taking place, or you will be disqualified. All participants will also need to do a bag and talent inspection check prior to and or during the event as well if required. This will require them to open their in-game bags, talent page, and character panel on stream to ensure fair play and preserve the integrity of this competition. Competitor talent trees must match the talent spec you've submitted, and their bags must not contain any of the banned items. Anybody who fails an inspection or refuses to cooperate will be disqualified. Players must also compete in a fair and honorable manner. Methods of cheating such as account sharing, match fixing, stream sniping, duel disruption, external character intervention during duels, client-side abusing, hacking, exploiting, or the use of any of the banned items or strategies on the rule page are forbidden. Intentional rule loop exploitation may also constitute as cheating. If a competitor or participant is found cheating, disciplinary actions may include match forfeiture, disqualification, forfeiture of prize money, temporary suspension, and or permanent ban from all future events. Competitors will also be required to stream their perspective. Even if it's a basic stream, it's to make sure that their matchups can be watched for referees, as well as the bag and talent inspections plus the VOD review after. Failure to do so will result in disqualification. Another topic they touched on was delay of game, meaning no intentional delay of games will be allowed. Any non-strategic acts whose sole purpose is to delay a duel will result in a forfeit for the delayer. Inactivity of 60 seconds or more during a duel will result in an immediate delay of game penalty and can be disqualified. Example given was rogues intentionally stealthing, waiting for their CDs to reset. Intentionally fleeing from a duel will also result in a disqualification, and you can also not intentionally force flee another player. This means chain fearing them on the rim of the duel line or magic dusting them while they're outside of it. In the event of a duel timeout, no win will be granted. Duelers will reduel, but with a cap on food and water set to only 3, so the duels won't take as long. Lastly, and they not said who yet, but they said that they will have a referee that will monitor and be responsible for making judgment calls on potential rule violations. Well, that's everything you need to know about the $100,000 Mak'gora tournament beginning tomorrow on October 6th. I will keep you guys updated if they change or add any more rules. I will, of course, be participating in this event as a warlock, shocker, and I'll be absolutely no-lifing this starting tomorrow as well. All my attention will be there for this. So if you're interested in hanging out, meeting some new friends, or just watching some warlock content, I guess, check me out at twitch.tv/CrixVibes. Until then, good luck in the tournament if you're doing it. Have fun watching it if you're not, and I'll see you guys later.